Welcome to the Matt Cutrer Report. These are the extraordinary stories of ordinary, everyday individuals. Today's guest is the mother of 5 boys, one of which was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Today we're going to talk about her family and how they deal with that diagnosis and several others. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kayley. Talk about your big family, and in particular, your son who was diagnosed with schizophrenia and a couple other things, like you said, so he is disabled.
Yes.
So yeah, give us a little purview.
Yes, I am a stay-at-home mom. I've been married for 12 years, been
Nice.
together with my husband for 14, almost 15.
Wow. That's good.
Obviously we're a blended family, but
Nice.
we love each other. We're a group.
Yeah.
I have 5 boys
Nice.
from those 17, 16, 14, 12, and 10.
They're almost all teenagers.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. And that 10-year-old man, he might as well be 30.
Really?
Yes.
Oh boy. Yeah.
He's never known, like, he's not a child.
Yeah. Real
He's-
mature for his age.
Oh, very.
Are they all extroverts, or one of them
No.
like?
So my 14-year-old, when he was 4, he was diagnosed with Asperger's,
Oh,
which
wow,
now
yeah.
it's just on the autism spectrum.
Okay. Yeah.
But he was diagnosed with Asperger's, and my 10-year-old, he's just kind of shy
Yeah.
until he gets to know you.
Okay.
And
Fair
then
enough.
we're very
I like that's kind of how I am. That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're all good kids.
Yeah.
They do their best.
Yeah.
Obviously, having a disabled brother is hard and it's
Sure.
stressful on everybody, but they take it in stride and they help as much as they can, and
Yeah.
we just day for day.
That's cool. They all go to Christoval?
No,
Oh, okay.
my kids go to school in Grape Creek.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's kind of opposite directions, isn't it?
Yeah, I grew up in
Dang.
Christoval,
Okay.
and we live in Grape Creek. And
I see. Yeah.
the oldest one will be a senior this coming year.
Okay.
So I'll have a senior, a junior, a freshman, an 8th grader, and a 6th grader.
Wow.
No more
Okay.
elementary anymore.
Yeah. Are you looking to elevate your brand with custom headwear? Custom business hats for high quality customized hats, perfect for any business need. Whether it's for company branding or distinctive merchandise, we ensure that your brand gets the attention it deserves. Plus, we offer free quotes to help you get started. Visit our website at custombusinesshats.com. Custom Business Hats. We've got you covered. Hey guys, pardon the interruption, but if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button to show your support, we'd be very appreciative. Now back to the episode. And so your husband works, I'm assuming?
Yes.
And do you as well? Because I know you take care of the
I
kids,
do
and that's
not.
a big job. Okay.
I stay at home with them.
Yeah.
Especially with Hunter. Hunter only goes to school 4 hours a day.
Okay.
So I pick him up, and that's what I do.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us a little bit about Hunter. So what exactly happened? Because you said at first it was sort of a misdiagnosis, or you couldn't figure out exactly what was going on?
Yes. He was born at 28 weeks premature.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
That's about a little over halfway, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
it
was
is. Yeah.
28 weeks. He was born in the back of the ambulance.
Wow.
In sac. And
Sac, as
in the amniotic sac. He was born in the
I
sac.
didn't
My
know
waters
that's what
never
you meant.
broke.
Yeah.
Yes. And he had to have 5 minutes of CPR
Wow.
before he was removed from the ambulance to go into
Okay.
the NICU.
Yeah.
Then we were transferred later that evening to Cook's. We spent about 8 weeks.
Oh,
in
wow.
Cook's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And since then, it's just kind of been doctors and Hunter and
Mm-hmm.
going on with our life.
Yeah.
At 3, he was diagnosed with cerebral palsy.
Wow. Yeah.
It's just a mild case. He can walk short distances. We use
Cool.
the wheelchair for longer distances.
Okay.
As he gets older, it does get harder on him because
Yeah.
he has a multitude of diagnoses.
Okay.
He's got another diagnosis. It is dopa-responsive dystonia.
What is that?
So it mimics Parkinson's disease.
That's right. Okay.
As he gets older, it gets a little worse.
I see.
Each time, especially as his body gets bigger.
Okay.
When you have CP and the dystonia, it's kind of opposite ends of the spectrum. So they're constantly fighting against each other.
Oh, dude.
And that kind of makes for a perfect storm, especially when you add in POTS or dysautonomia for children.
Okay.
And so it's just, if he wakes up with a smile, so do we.
Yeah.
And since then, we did medicine, and when he was about 7, he started having what we thought was disassociation episodes or just mood swings.
Okay, yeah.
He would remember what he was doing. His pupils would dilate. He was very angry.
Yeah.
And then he would come out of it and not remember what he said, he did, what happened. Yeah. And when you would talk to him about it, he would cry with remorse.
Yeah.
So he got started on antipsychotics then.
Uh-huh.
And we've been on them ever since. Most recently, I'd say probably the middle of October, he started getting worse.
Okay.
Our episodes became more violent and hateful and self-harming.
Okay.
We talked to the doctors about it. And my first thing was, okay, maybe it's just bipolar. Of course, they don't use the word bipolar for people under 18.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me that. Yeah,
called DMDD.
Okay.
And if you look it up, it tells you exactly what it is. I can't remember the full name off the top of my head. So we changed our antipsychotic medication and kind of went from there. It helped, but not a whole lot. So we started looking into other things because he started telling us that there was monsters. Started with, Mom, there's monsters telling me what to do.
Whoa, yeah.
And I dove more into that.
Yeah.
Like, what do these monsters look like? What do they say? What are they telling you? Because as a mom, you're like, okay, imagination, right?
Yeah.
Your imagination is going crazy, especially if it's 11, 12 years old. So he was able to draw a picture of these monsters. And one of them he calls the red glowing man. The other one is the shadow man.
Whoa.
And they would tell him what to do. And he said they told him that if he didn't do it, they were going to possess him or they were going to harm him.
Yeah.
And it was, to him, it was scarier to not do what they said and get in trouble with your parents than to not do what they say.
Exactly.
And have them, he said they were going to possess him. He said they were going to harm him.
Yeah.
So I can see the fear.
Absolutely.
And that,
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be possessed.
No. Yeah.
So we just kind of dealt with it. I called a psychiatrist. We talked to them. And she was like, I don't know. It might be, because I mentioned schizophrenia. I have a friend that knows a lot about it.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it to our psychiatrist, and she was like, it might be. We should do some more neuropsych testing. I talked with our neuropsychologist that we've had in Abilene. And he was like, Kayley, I think you're on the right track.
Really?
When you have those relationships with as many doctors as he has, and as long as we've seen them, we build relationships with each other and we really work as a team.
That's cool. Yeah.
And he was like, I just really think you're on the right track. We just have to get some stuff done.
Yeah. Because it's very rare, isn't it, for an adolescent to be diagnosed with schizophrenia?
It's very often confused with, it's just a bad attitude. It's just,
interesting.
It's just teenager being teenager.
Okay.
Or preteen being preteen.
Yeah.
Boys being boys,
Wow, yeah.
So I had to advocate. I'm his only advocate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I am his first advocate as a mother.
Yeah.
And I really pushed for the neuropsychology testing. We were able to do it here in town.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I actually go back on June 23rd to answer some specific questions about what happens.
Okay. Yeah. What do they do in that? Do you know what they do exactly?
It's really just a matter of, we're looking at therapy.
Okay.
So that he can have a safe place to talk about it, because I'm mom.
Yeah.
And I feel like every kid needs a place
For sure.
to talk and not be judged or have, everybody's got something to say that they don't want to tell their mom or their dad.
Absolutely.
And I make sure that my kids have that.
That's good.
If we get to that point.
Yeah.
So they will have to look at medications and see if we can find something that also doesn't counteract with the other medications that he's on, because he is on, I think, 9.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes. And each one of them has a different purpose. If you take one away, then that symptom exacerbates. And so it's a big medication puzzle. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
So we will go through that and see if we can find him some medication that works. He'll get started in therapy.
Yeah.
And we're really just working on how to express your emotions.
Okay.
Obviously, with a developmental delay, mentally, he's about 8.
Okay. Oh, really? But he's going to be 12.
He'll be 13.
He'll be 13. Is it noticeable? Like if I were to hang out with him, regular adults, is it noticeable?
At times.
Okay. What about among his peers? Is it more noticeable to them?
Yes.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
He likes things that most 12 and 13-year-olds don't like.
Okay.
Like he still sits down and watches Sam and Cat.
Yeah.
And things like that. And
I got you.
Especially on our highs. Like you have your highs and your lows with your schizophrenia.
Okay.
On his highs, he's very giddy and
really
overly happy and like a toddler.
Yeah.
Almost.
Okay.
Like he paces and he avoids naps and he has problems with wetting the bed and likes just toddler things.
I see. Okay.
And talks differently on his lows.
Really?
It's more.
Do you see these coming on, the highs and the lows, or they just boom?
Sometimes.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes I can tell. Other times it's just, okay, we were on a high yesterday and today we're on a low.
Okay. Yeah.
Whole new world.
Gotcha.
With his lows, he talks above his age.
Whoa.
And he's angry and easily his feelings get hurt so easily.
Wow.
Like,
yeah.
You
like
say something like, hey, yes, ultra sensitive is the best thing I know to explain it.
Yeah.
You can say, hey, you didn't brush your teeth. We need to brush your teeth. And he's crying.
I see.
I'm like, dude, I just told you to brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Or I taught you, you were tying your shoes the wrong way. You weren't going to get it done. So I told you, hey, let's do it this way.
Right.
And it's a lot.
Yeah.
It is. And it affects the boys.
It does.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it the hallucinations, are they both auditory and visual?
Yes. They're
and do they occur in the
visual.
highs and the lows?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Both auditory and visual. He says sometimes I didn't believe it at first. Honestly, when he said that they would choke him.
Whoa.
But we have,
oh my goodness,
we have a camera,
a
blink camera in his room. There was actually a program going on through the Aging and Disability Council that helped us. You talk to him, you tell him what your diagnosis is or what the kid's diagnosis is, and they had a caregiver respite essentials kit.
Interesting.
And it came with 2 blink cameras and just things to help you as a caregiver.
Okay. Yeah.
So Hunter has one of those blink cameras in his room, and I check in on him if he's asleep. And there was one night that he was dead asleep and started it was a guttural scream, yell, like,
whoa, yeah.
I was like, what is going on? I could hear him across my house. So I popped up on the camera and he was like kicking and thrashing in his sleep. And then all of a sudden he sits up and he just grabs his throat. He's like, gasping for breath. And I asked him what was wrong. And he said, Mama, they were choking me.
It probably is very real to him,
it's
right?
very, very real to him. And so it's definitely, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to see your kid go through something like that when you know that there's nothing as a mom you can do.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
And for the boys, they try to be as patient as possible, but they're teenage boys.
Right.
We're trying to be patient. They've had to grow up way faster than most kids do.
That's right.
And they help me out a lot.
That's cool. I was going to ask you that.
Yes,
that's cool.
they do. I have a connective tissue disorder myself, so it's a chronic health condition.
Yeah.
And my joints pop out of place easily.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Whoa.
So picking up Hunter, when he's 75 pounds is picking up a 75-pound bag of potatoes.
Exactly, yeah.
'Cause he's fighting and he's limp and,
Yeah.
one way or the other, it's heavy.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So those teenage boys, they sure help a lot.
Yeah.
And if they see that, Hunter's fixing to switch, is what we would just switch,
Okay.
they'll try to distract him in other ways.
Okay.
Like all of us try to distract him. Hey, instead of doing this, let's do this.
Yeah.
And we have a really great team of physical therapists and occupational therapists that are helping him also learn good behaviors versus bad behaviors, good choices versus bad choices.
Yeah.
He had an amazing teacher this last year in school that is working on body autonomy and you're in control of your actions. Not everybody is your friend just because you know them.
Yeah.
And in occupational therapy specifically, we have, if I think I want to do this bad choice, I know that I'll get grounded. Or instead of this bad choice, I can make this choice and it'll get my mind off of it.
Okay. Yeah.
And yoga right now is a thing for him.
Nice.
He really likes yoga.
Yeah.
So we're doing that. Like,
Cool.
hey, instead of doing this, stealing something or trying to hit somebody, we're going to go do a couple of yoga poses and get our body out of that.
He seems to like that?
Yes.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yes.
How did he get introduced to yoga?
His occupational therapist, actually.
Yeah.
She's great. Her name is Cassie. We do it online now. She had to move.
Yeah.
And his physical therapist also works with him on, regulating ourselves.
Okay.
We have to have discipline and know that we're in charge of our own body. And yes, the monsters may be telling us to do this.
Yeah.
But ultimately we have the decision.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
But that's what we're working on, because a normal 12, 13-year-old boy would have that, like, okay, I know this is going to happen, so I don't need to do this.
Right. Yeah.
And he doesn't understand. Like, he doesn't think that far in advance.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not a thing for him.
Right.
So it's been a lot. We work with it.
Yeah.
And if he's happy, of course, everybody's happy. But on those low days, it is stressful for everybody. Everybody kind of walks on eggshells so that we're not upsetting him.
Yeah.
Because we know that if he's upset, then everybody's going to have to be super careful.
Yeah. For sure.
Yes. So it's a trip.
Yeah. It's
definitely a trip.
Yeah. So he's on antipsychotic medication.
He is.
And does it seem to help with the hallucinations? And if he doesn't take it, does he have them worse?
To an extent, we don't miss it.
Oh, good. Yeah.
We definitely don't miss it.
Okay.
To an extent, it's helping. Not 100%.
Okay.
So that's his doctors are trying to figure out a good combination of antipsychotic.
Yeah.
Or find a antipsychotic. He was on Risperdal from the time he was 7 until here recently.
Okay. Has that one been good for him, or has he had any adverse side effects?
He didn't have any adverse side effects. It was okay for a while.
Yeah.
Until October. But when you're on something for 6 years,
I know.
it just kind of wears out of your system. It's kind of like a placebo.
Yeah.
And so now he's on a medication called olanzapine.
Okay.
And it seems to work somewhat.
Okay. Yeah.
However, we are exploring. We're trying to explore other options.
I see. Yeah.
Just to kind of get a hold of the DMDD.
Yeah.
And the schizophrenia, because obviously those two, it's not a great match.
Yeah.
But it tends to come together.
It does.
It does.
Whoa.
I
didn't know that.
From my research.
Right.
I've seen, it tends to come together. It's bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
And,
and
your schizophrenia.
Now, the other one that mimics Parkinson's.
Dystonia.
Dystonia. So that one's not related though, right?
No.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that.
So his dystonia causes tremors
in
his hands. As he's gotten older, the tremors have gotten worse. So we are on tremor medication.
And that helps?
It does.
Cool.
It's definitely helped. About 5 months ago, he started the tremor medication at a very low dose. Because he is very, very sensitive to medicines. Started it at a low dose and it worked for a little bit. And then the tremor started moving more from his hands to his arms and his legs, even his vocal cords and his jaw.
Yeah.
He looked like your typical Parkinson's patient,
yeah.
when they sit there and they just shake and it's
Yeah.
uncontrollable. So we've raised that dose and it has helped.
Okay,
It's
good.
helped a lot. It causes chronic pain.
It does?
Yes. So, I mean, if your
Oh.
body's just shaking constantly,
Mhm.
then your muscles are
Yeah.
tired and your body's tired.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
he definitely has those issues.
Yeah.
And like I said, we deal with that. We know that
Mhm.
one's going to get worse.
Yeah.
I think one of the worst days of my life was when our neurologist told us it's not about quantity, it's about quality.
Yeah.
Quality of life versus quantity of life.
What did he mean by that?
That was the day that we got prescribed a wheelchair. And as a child that was active and wanting to do things, and then all of a sudden you can't run like everybody else. You can't walk like everybody else. With the dysautonomia, heat and cold affects your body. So if you're hot and get too hot, then your body gets tired faster. If you're cold, you obviously get tired faster because your body's trying to keep warm.
Yeah.
And it just can't keep up.
I see. Yeah.
But we did. And he had told me a long time before. He was like, Kayley, one of these days there's going to come that time.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard, but you can do it. And we will work together to do it.
Yeah.
So we went because he was having a hard time and he was tired. And Dr. Acosta told me, he said, I told you this would come.
Mm-hmm.
We've tried to prepare for it.
Yeah.
But this is the time.
Yeah.
We need to focus on his quality of life.
I see.
And how comfortable he is and happy he can be and how long he can last without getting too fatigued.
Yeah.
And we need a wheelchair for those things.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's been, we use the wheelchair for long distances all the time.
Mm-hmm.
As far as short distances, he can walk some short distances, but he does get tired.
Like what about, like if you're going to the carnival, let's say the fair, you
definitely
in the
a wheelchair.
What about if you're on a road trip and you're going in to get something in the gas station?
Sometimes it depends on the day.
Okay.
With him, it's very day by day.
I
Sometimes we, instead of, pulling out the wheelchair and doing all the things with it, we'll carry him piggyback into the store just because it's so much work.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
So one of us will carry him.
Yeah. Cool.
Piggyback ride.
Mm-hmm.
And it really does. People see him and they see the good side sometimes, but they never see the bad.
Oh, I see.
So they're like, well, he looks fine to me.
Oh, okay.
And
they don't
I'm
see.
like, you don't see how he was 20 minutes ago.
Wow.
Because it literally can change in that amount of time.
Yeah.
He can be talking to you and happy, and the next minute he's asleep.
Okay.
Because his body is tired, and when his body is tired, it just shuts down.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And so we do the best we can.
Yeah.
And we take it day by day.
Exactly.
I've always been a planner, so it's very hard
That's good.
for me.
Wait, because it's always different?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a person that, has to have a plan. We go on vacation. I'm like, this is where we stop. This is what we're doing this day. Yeah. And I plan everything.
That's a good quality, though, to have.
It is. And sometimes life smacks you in the face and says, not anymore.
We're not doing that. Yeah.
Not anymore. We're going to go day by day with this.
Yeah.
And it's changed me as a person, I think, a lot of ways for good.
Yeah.
I used to be kind of a shy, non-confrontational person.
Yeah.
And now I stick up for myself.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I make sure that my kids, I'm a mama bear.
Yeah, you have to be.
And I've learned a lot about medical stuff and advocating for your kids, things like that. Stuff you would never think you would have to do as a parent.
Yeah.
Because normal kids, you advocate for them, but not to the extent that we do.
I'm sure. Absolutely.
Special needs families they're overlooked.
Yeah. That's right.
Because it's not very often that you come across from it, or the parents don't talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
And
Yeah.
because we feel like we're not going to be heard.
It's
Or
so hard.
people look at you and they're like, oh, but, God only gives his
exactly. Yeah.
He only
strongest.
to the strongest people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Only gives those trials to the strongest people.
Right.
And sometimes when people say that to me, I'm like, man, I didn't know that I was supposed to be this strong.
I know.
I'm questioning your choice there,
right?
guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then there's other times when people are like, man, you're so strong. I don't know how you do it. I wasn't given a choice.
That's right.
You're not given a choice.
Not given a choice. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they're my babies.
Yeah.
And I will do anything. I would walk across coals. I would swim the ocean, climb the mountain.
Yeah.
Because those are my kids.
That's right.
And just like any mother would.
Yeah. How does his father feel about it? I mean, was it hard for him? I mean, has it been hard? Is he real involved with the caretaking and everything?
So before Hunter was born and for a little while after, he worked for an oil field company here in town. He drove a gin truck and moved the rigs and was never home.
Oh, yeah.
And once Hunter was born, he was doing the same thing. We were driving up to Cook's for a week, and then we would come back and see the other boys for a week.
Oh, it's hard, yeah.
And it was hard. I remember the first time we left Hunter, I cried the whole way home, and he's like, do you want to turn around and go back?
Dang,
and I'm like, no, because I have other kids that need me too.
You're like, I just got to get used to this. Yeah.
Yeah. I know he's safe at the hospital, and I FaceTime every day, and we had great nurses.
That's good.
But it was always hard either way. It's hard to leave the kids, and it was hard to come home.
Yep.
So, because there was pieces of my heart everywhere. You know, there was a piece of my heart in Fort Worth, Texas, and the other four pieces
it was never all together.
Yes. So the day that he came home, we just kind of surprised everybody.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Was
nobody
that amazing?
knew we were coming home, and we just showed up.
Oh, wow. What did everybody do?
There was a lot of tears.
Oh, really?
There was a lot of tears.
When was
oh my
that?
gosh. It was about 8 weeks after I had him. So I had him in June on the 25th, and I want to say it was like August 22nd.
Okay.
Something like that we came home, and it was just a random like, oh, hey, we're home.
Yeah.
And
you're just
everybody
holding
was
him?
like, hold on, thanks.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What is that?
Right.
So we did. We surprised everybody, and there was a lot of tears, but it was happy tears.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everybody in my heart was full.
Yeah.
Like all of my kids were together in the same spot. We were a complete family.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
Yeah.
But it was scary.
Yeah.
You know, when you have a teeny tiny baby that's only 4 pounds and you're bringing him home.
Yeah.
And I say 4 pounds. He was about 6.5 when I finally got to bring him home. He was born at 3 pounds, 1 ounce.
Whoa, it's so crazy. Could he breathe on his own even?
Like, when he was born?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
He didn't have a pulse.
Oh my gosh, really?
It took 5 minutes of CPR.
Oh, you said that. Yeah.
Yes. 5 minutes of CPR.
So that 5 minutes, did you know what was going on? Did you know
I did.
Were you terrified? I mean, y'all thought
I
y'all might lose him.
I was terrified.
Oh.
I almost didn't make it to the hospital.
Really?
I actually didn't make it to the hospital. He was born in the ambulance a block away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I was very, very grateful for the EMT / firefighter that was in the back with me. I had known him since I was a teenager.
Oh, that's cool.
And the relief I felt when he walked in my house.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Somebody that I know is here.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And
I was
like, are you going to deliver my baby? And he's like, man, I hope not.
I know.
I hope not. We're going to make it to the hospital. Yeah. And about a block away, it was right there at the gymnastics place, right there by the hospital.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to get everything ready. We're almost there.
Yeah.
And no sooner than he turned around, I was like, we have a problem. He was like, no, it's just a contraction. And
you knew?
I did. I was like, no, he is on this gurney.
How'd you know?
You
can just tell.
Childbirth,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
You just know.
You know. Oh, you knew at that point. That's
right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was like, nope, he's on the gurney. And he lifted up the
sheet.
Was it intense? And he was like, oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
It was the first baby he had ever delivered.
And you had no pain medication or anything, obviously. Yeah.
I've not had any pain medication with any of my boys. No. It's been natural. The oldest one is my bonus kid.
Okay.
So I didn't have him, but I didn't have time with the first one.
Okay.
With the second one, it was kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I've already done it once.
Right. Yeah.
And then with Hunter, obviously, it was just kind of like a...
Exactly.
Well, here we are.
That's right. Yeah.
And with Carter, he's my baby.
Yeah.
I was like, I've done it 3 times already.
Yeah.
What is the point here?
You're a warrior, yeah.
Let's
crazy.
get this done. And I'm a very independent person.
Yeah.
And when you get the epidural, you have to press a button and somebody has to come and help you go to the bathroom.
Exactly.
I'm like,
because you're like paralyzed, right? From the waist down.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean, apparently you can't feel your legs. I wouldn't know what it's like.
I know. Yeah. You don't even know.
But I like to get up and go to the bathroom by myself.
Yeah.
So I've never had pain medication of any kind.
Good for you. That's great. I like that.
Props to moms that don't. Props to moms that do.
Seriously, yeah. Either way.
Huge props to moms that get cesarean sections.
Yeah.
I couldn't
You never
do
had
that.
one of those?
I never had one of those.
Yeah.
Huge props.
Seems
to all
scary
moms.
to me.
Childbirth is hard.
It's intense.
And recovery is hard.
It kind of blew my mind, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah. It was wild to witness.
My husband wasn't actually in the ambulance when I had Hunter. It was my mother-in-law with me.
Oh, really?
And
are you close with your mother-in-law?
I am.
That's cool. Yeah.
I am. She was in there with me, and she was like, oh my goodness, here we are. And with Carter, the baby, that was the first birth that my husband had ever been in.
Oh, it was? Yeah.
Yes,
what did he think?
He didn't get to be in there with the oldest one. He wasn't there in time.
Right.
Like, he was at work, and it just happened.
Yeah.
And with Carter, he was like, oh, okay, this is what this is. Like, there's a lot happening here. Yeah. It was definitely a trip for him.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Now we really know each other,
Exactly.
Not that we weren't married before, but, that's a whole new level of
it really is.
Getting to know somebody.
Yeah. So what does he do now? He's not in the oil field anymore, or he is?
Technically, yes and no.
Okay.
He is the manager of AEG Petroleum.
Nice.
Here in Angelo.
Yeah.
He runs that yard. So, I mean, they supply the oil and the fuel for people.
Yeah.
I guess it was when the moment that we got told for Hunter, like, this is it. This is
Did y'all expect it to come that fast, though?
I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He wasn't diagnosed with CP until he was 3.
Oh, okay.
He did early childhood intervention with the therapies just to kind of get him caught up. And one of our therapists was like, Kayley, I can't fix it. There's something else here. Yeah. And that's how we got introduced to Dr. Acosta. Yeah. And he's been by our side ever since. Cool. Yeah. Diagnosed him off symptoms. Yeah. And let's do this and head on into everything. He's been our saving grace.
Yeah, that's cool.
And when we went, Hunter was 5 when we got the wheelchair. He was also 5 when we got referred to Make-A-Wish. So he did get to have...
What was his wish?
Disney.
To go to Disney World?
Yes, we went to Disney World.
Yeah, did he love it?
And we went at Christmas time.
Cool.
He did love it. However, he had a power wheelchair. Oh. And we thought, we'll take the power wheelchair. Yeah. That's a bad idea.
Oh, how come?
It died in the very back of Magic Kingdom and pushing 275 pounds of a wheelchair.
No. Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
But it was a blast. The boys loved it. When you do a Make-A-Wish, your whole family gets to go. Your immediate family. So all the kids went. Yeah. It was right at Wyatt's, I think, 12th birthday.
Nice.
So they got him a cake at Give Kids the World. Cool. And they make it inclusive for everybody.
That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I will say, as crazy as Orlando traffic is, the people are amazing.
They are?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I've been to Orlando just once, I think. I went to Universal Studios, and it was amazing.
It is. It's amazing. The people are awesome. Yeah. And I think it's because Give Kids the World is right there.
What's that, and Give Kids the World?
Give Kids the World is a village for the Make-A-Wish kids.
Oh, it is?
You go and you stay in these little houses.
Yeah?
All on this one. It's like a neighborhood.
Oh,
There's
I didn't know
houses
this.
and they have free food. Like, you go in and all your meals are covered. They have cafeteria.
Whoa.
And I mean good food. It was good and it was great. And they have the mascots come on Tuesdays. It's Santa. I think on Thursdays it was Halloween. And this is every week. Every day of the week they have something like that. So they make it inclusive and it's all free. Yeah. To families.
How long did y'all go for? A week.
We were there a week.
Oh, it's amazing.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
And now the boys are bound and determined that we are going to go back.
Oh, I know.
And
I bet. I bet that week-long trip, if you were to pay for that out of pocket with 5 boys,
it was almost $20,000.
I was gonna say like 10 to 12. 20. Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Flights.
Wow. Yeah.
They give you some money for, your gifts.
Right.
And
Yeah. All that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
All your
Mhm.
tourist attractions that you want to do. But you go to Disney for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Universal Studios for 2.
Ooh, nice.
You have SeaWorld.
You got
get
to do all of
SeaWorld.
them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's just people there, you could walk in with a kid in a wheelchair and it was like nothing.
Yeah.
Where,
I like that.
you know, people
Yeah.
here tend to stare.
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
where it's not so common.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's different.
Yeah.
And now people are making it's more normal,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, because
That's good. Yeah.
talking about mental health and disabled children
Yeah.
and special needs families is becoming more popular,
Yes.
so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's normalizing
That's
it.
right. That's good.
And
yeah.
that's my goal here is to normalize it.
Yes. I love that.
We're not broken. We're not,
Yes.
they're not broken. That's
Yeah.
just the way God made them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, they have trials and tribulations,
Yeah.
but in that sense, he only gives his biggest battles
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
strongest warriors.
Yeah.
And all of those kids they're bound for something amazing.
I agree with you 100%.
And
yeah.
it's just, we need to normalize it.
We do. I like that. I like that you're talking about
Normalizing it and bringing awareness
Yeah.
to families like ours. My
Yes.
kids aren't weird or different
Right.
because
How do
they
you,
have
well,
a
how do
brother.
his brothers, like, how do they interact with him? Is it pretty normal? I mean,
It's pretty normal. They
Yeah.
have their brother fights
Right.
and they're talking crap.
Yeah.
And, let's play football and oops, I hit you in the back of the head. Like, it's just
Yeah.
normal brother boy stuff.
right. Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
But
yeah.
they do have a lot of patience, more
Okay.
patience than other kids would.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's frustrating because, Hunter knows everybody.
He does.
Hunter is everybody's fan.
Yeah.
And we go to watch baseball and he's like, hey, and talks to all
Yeah.
the people and
That's
all
cool.
the coaches.
Yeah.
And everybody knows him. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, that's Wyatt's little brother. That's Carson's
Okay.
little brother.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Or,
Yeah.
CJ's little brother. That's Hunter.
Yeah.
That's, come on, Hunter.
Right. Yeah.
And he's your typical, I guess, mascot. Like,
Yeah.
he makes everybody happy.
That's cool. Yeah.
He talks crap to everybody, just like
He does.
just
That's
like a
funny.
little brother does.
Yeah.
You know, and all of his friends, well, I say that all of their friends
Mhm.
are accepting.
They are.
They
That's
are.
cool. I wonder
They're
that
accepting.
he doesn't
and
have bullies or anything like that ever that have
he
given him a hard
has
time.
had, but it's more kids his age.
Really? Yeah.
Yes. And as far as the older boys, they're accepting. He sits up by the fence
Yeah.
during baseball tournaments.
Cool,
And
yeah.
he's like, hey, and says hi, and then they fist bump. And
Yeah.
it's a family.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful for my boys and my boys'
Yeah.
friends and
Yeah.
their parents
For sure.
because
Yeah.
everybody includes him.
Yeah,
We're
that's
not
awesome. Yeah.
left out just because, they may not be able to come.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right
that
now
would
it-
be the worst to me. Yeah.
Yes.
Because people, like you said, like there's
Being
an event, and they're
secluded
like,
or-
well, they can't because of what
Yeah, they still offer the invitation.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Um,
Yeah.
Right now, we're kind of at a point where, Hunter's having a hard time being overwhelmed or overstimulated in
Yeah.
public.
Okay.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to take him out in public because you never know what you're going to get.
I see. Yeah.
And when he becomes overstimulated, that's when he freaks out.
If that happens and you're in public, let's say at a baseball game, what do you have to do? Do you have to leave? Like, do you have to shut it all down? Or
I don't
what?
have to leave completely. A lot of times I can just, get him to the car, take him to the bathroom, and we have a conversation
That's
and
good. Yeah.
take a few deep breaths
Mhm.
and go back. We carry headphones with us,
Yeah.
sound canceling
Okay.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
Usually my mother-in-law is also at my son's games
Mhm.
or wherever we're at.
Yeah.
And she helps out a lot.
Yeah.
All of my friends help out.
That's
I
cool.
have a really
Yeah.
great support system as
Nice.
far as
I was
friends
gonna ask you about that. That's cool.
and family.
Yeah.
I'm not one to be open or ask for
Mhm.
help
Yeah.
or
Yeah. that's
but
how
I
am.
do have those few friends that I can call and I'm like, man, I don't know what to do.
Mhm.
Like, I need some help.
Yeah.
can you
do
come
you know
over and help
anyone
me?
at all that has a child that's in a similar situation with needs like that, special needs like that, or?
So I have a friend. She lives in Abilene.
Mhm.
Her son's also name is
Hunter?
name is Hunter.
Yeah.
Yes. And they have a lot of the same diagnoses.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He doesn't have the schizophrenia or the bipolar,
Okay.
but I can talk to her and be like, hey, what did you do in this situation?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
What would you do in this situation? Because her Hunter is a couple of years older than mine.
Okay. Yeah.
So she's kind of been there.
That's
and
good.
gives me an idea of what to look for, look at.
Yeah.
Watch for what might happen next in Hunter's body.
Yeah.
Puberty is very hard.
Well, how come?
Because just like with any boy, emotions and hormones run high.
But just amplified, I'm sure, right?
Yes, very amplified and not understanding the changes in his own body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It tends to be a little much. He gets excited. Like, he gets excited and he's like, Mom, I found my first black hair. And I'm like, I don't. Pass on that, man.
Yeah, that's
He's
hilarious.
Like, do you want to see it? Nope.
Yeah,
I'm good. You keep that one to yourself. That's a private thing,
right?
And that's where the younger mentality comes in. You know, I want to show everybody a show and tell.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
yeah.
Whereas, with the other boys, you never know when they get their first black
right?
hair
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
And Hunter's very like, guess what? I have 3 now. And I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's hilarious.
No thanks.
Right.
And it's so he's going through puberty, but it's like a 8-9-year-old going through puberty.
That's interesting. So is he into girls at all?
Oh my gosh, yes.
He is?
Yes.
Really? Oh, interesting. Okay, well, that's good.
It is, but it's a hard thing at the same time because, he can have a girl that's a friend and he's like, Mom, I have a girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked so-and-so out and she said yes. Or I asked so-and-so to be my Valentine and she said yes. And so now we're boyfriend and girlfriend. And I'm like, that's not how that works.
Right, yeah.
And he has a hard time.
Yeah,
with
for
that,
sure.
trying to differentiate.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's also where the younger mentality comes in. Like, you're in the 3rd or 4th grade and, oh my gosh, I have a girlfriend. Yeah. But really it's just a girl that's a friend.
Right. At least he's not like, oh, they have cooties or like, weirded out by him or something.
Right.
So that's cool, I think.
Yeah.
That's
and
good.
He's got a lot of friends.
Yeah, good.
He really does. He has a lot of neurotypical friends.
Yeah. Cool.
And they try to include him.
Yeah. Does he ever go to like somebody's house or something?
No.
That would be probably challenging.
It would, because he does have a lot of machinery.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he's got a CPAP machine.
Okay.
He has one of the chest percussion machines.
What's that for?
So it's a vest and it vibrates their chest to kind of get all the gunk up and loose out of his lungs because he doesn't have that force to cough.
Okay.
We also have a cough assist.
Wow.
That pushes air into his lungs and then sucks it out to help him cough all that stuff up. Then, like I said, he's got the CPAP machine. He has sleep apnea.
Okay, yeah.
So that keeps him breathing all night long. So he does not spend the night with other people.
Yeah, what the bowel? You said the bowel. What was that called again? The bowel.
His cicostomy.
Cicostomy.
Yes.
And it's a button. You said.
So technically, yes, he used to have a button where you could open it up and insert it.
Okay.
He formed a latex allergy and a PVC allergy. So now it's just it's a silicone plug.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
You just put it in and pull it out.
Okay.
He does that.
What is that in relation to? Why did that happen?
The dystonia.
Oh, the dystonia.
Yes.
Okay. And that's typical of that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes it affects his bladder. He does have accidents.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And because he's losing feeling there. Like,
I see. Oh,
it's the feeling in the sense of urgency. Like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
Usually when he needs to go to the bathroom, he needs to go right now.
Oh, immediately. Yeah. Okay.
We got to go.
Yeah.
So I do that. We take the plug out. He's got the Tegaderm Band-Aids over it. Take the Band-Aid off, pull the plug out.
Yeah.
Insert urinary catheter that's connected to the kangaroo bag.
Yeah.
The kangaroo bag has a mixture of saline, Miralax, and glycerin to kind of move things along.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of gravity feeds into his bowels and forces him to go to the bathroom.
I see. Okay, yeah.
Because otherwise, he won't go for weeks.
Weeks?
Oh,
my goodness.
We did a special test. It kind of swallows a pill, but it's sort of a camera, so to speak. And they monitor that over 24 hours and see how fast or slow their bowels are moving.
Okay.
And by the time it was done, you know, we did it for 24 hours. It still had not passed into his colon.
I see.
And typically it would.
Yeah.
You know, within 5 or 6 hours. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
The doctor had explained to us if we were here waiting on him to pass that, we would be here for a week or more. His bowels just do not move. And so it causes, you know, chronic constipation. And doing those bowel flushes is what helps.
Yeah. So do y'all do that at a regular time every day?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
During the summertime, it's easier to do it at a regular time. During school,
oh yeah, makes sense. Yeah,
it's not as easy.
Yeah,
we try to make a schedule of it. But
is it something he is
happens.
resistant to, or is he like
Sometimes,
doesn't mind? Okay, yeah.
Sometimes he's like, man, I don't want to.
I could see that.
I don't want to because it does
Annoying,
put
probably.
Pressure.
Oh,
obviously,
really?
It creates pressure because you're filling your intestines.
Yeah, I wonder what that feels like.
He says it's like a really bad stomach ache.
Oh.
And of course, if he's constipated in any way, that hurts too.
Yeah.
Because he can't control the pushing. Like his body takes over.
Yeah.
And so he says it does hurt sometimes. Especially when he's sick. You can't stop him. When you're sick, you would think, okay, I need to let my bowels rest, but it actually helps flush that bacteria out.
I see, yeah.
But you're already tired. You already don't feel good. You have body aches, and it makes it a little bit more rough and harder to convince him, like, okay, now we have to go sit on the toilet for 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Sometimes it can take 20, sometimes it can take 45.
Depends,
It just kind of depends on his body.
Yeah.
So there are times when it's challenging.
Yeah.
Other times he's like, Mom, we need to do my flush.
Okay.
I need to do my flush.
Right.
He almost looks like an Ethiopian kid, you know, with the distended belly.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
He'll have the distended belly when he needs to go to the bathroom. Yeah. And it's very hard for him to keep on weight. So he has Pediasure shakes and things like that.
Oh, okay. Does that help?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
good.
It's definitely helped. Right now we're going through a phase where we eat everything we can get our hands on.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And it's great to see him eat, but it's also like, okay, Hunter, we can't eat paper. We can't eat duck food. The other day he was trying to eat duck food. One day he had cardboard in his mouth, and a lot of that, they say it's part of like the schizophrenia where it's an impulse thing.
Okay.
Like there's ADHD, there's teenage boy, there's schizophrenia. It's
all
a mess. It's like, so what is this because of? Is it because of 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Or is it because we're just trying to get on Mom's nerves?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Does he go to school, like homeschool, or is he actually
He goes to actual school.
Okay. For about 4 hours, you said?
About 4 hours. I drop him off at 7:15 every day, and I pick him up at 11:30.
Okay. That's good.
At the end of this last year, I started letting him pick 2 days that he could stay for lunch.
Okay.
To be with his friends and be social.
Yeah.
And so then he'll stay until about 12:07 is when the bell rings for them to go back to class. And I would let him stay for lunch and pick him up at 12:07 instead of 11:36.
Does he like doing that?
He does.
Yeah, that's cool.
Some days he's like, Mom, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I'd rather go home.
Exactly. Yeah.
And with that dystonia, it gets worse throughout the week. Like we're completely recharged. We sleep all weekend. And sometimes he'll sleep literally for the whole weekend and only be awake a couple of hours out of those 2 days.
Yeah.
So Monday we're good and refreshed and we're ready to go.
Okay.
Tuesday we're a little bit tired.
Yeah.
Wednesday we're kind of hitting that peak.
Yeah.
Thursday he sleeps in class.
Really? Yeah.
And he'll wake up for a few things, and by Friday they're like, yeah, he slept all day, it's fine.
Yeah.
He was here.
Right. Yeah.
Because he is in a special class, it's functional living class.
Really?
Yes.
So they have to have any special qualifications with him, or do they need to be educated on a few things for him?
Yeah, it's more of a special ed teacher.
Okay. Yeah.
But they teach them living skills. Like they learn how to cook.
Yeah.
And we're buttoning our pants and tying our shoes. And obviously we're learning English, math, science, social studies, things like that. But they're also learning everyday tasks.
Cool. Yeah.
And working on, with Hunter specifically, she was working on who's your friend and who's your acquaintance.
Oh, that's good.
Because
that's good.
it's hard for him to differentiate. Oh, well, I know you're Matt and you're my best friend. Right. Now. And so it's hard for him to differentiate between that.
Okay. Or like
he
the
was-
girlfriend thing, or
Yes,
yeah.
like the girlfriend thing, or he was he was the dinner show kid for the West Texas Rehab about 5 years ago.
What's that? Dinner show kid.
So the dinner show is a fundraiser
Okay.
for West Texas Rehab.
Mhm.
They have a table and it's dinner and they have a concert.
Nice. Yeah.
And Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen
Oh,
were
cool.
the headliners for it. So
Yeah?
he got to go eat lunch with them and he got to,
Wow.
well, I say he, me, my husband and him
Yeah.
got to go eat lunch with him. And then my father-in-law and my mother-in-law went with us to the concert
Mhm.
and they pulled him up on stage and gave him a special signed guitar. And
what?
like now
That's pretty
he's like,
cool.
oh, Randy and Wade are coming to Angelo for a concert
Yeah.
at Cooper's. I need to go see them.
Yeah.
And of course, he does stick in people's brains.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
we went to the Wade Bowen concert and I pulled him up on FaceTime and,
Yeah.
Wade smiled and waved because he
Cool.
remembered him.
Yeah.
He got to go on the tour bus after the dinner show
Wow.
and
yeah.
got to eat snacks
Uh-huh.
that were in their bus. But
Cool.
and
Yeah.
most recently, he met Aaron Watson
Oh, nice.
at a baseball game.
Yeah. Okay.
And
yeah.
so he's bound and determined he's going to go to that concert
Mhm.
because Aaron Watson took a video with him and said that was his backstage pass.
Ooh,
and
that would be awesome.
He told him, he was like, "You're my biggest fan.
Dang.
Not I'm your biggest
Really?
fan. You're my biggest
He said
fan." Yes. You're just my biggest fan.
That's hilarious.
And so that's a lot of the backwards.
Yeah, that's funny.
Of it.
Yeah,
You know,
you're
they're
my biggest fan.
acquaintances. Yes, best friends. We don't have them on speed dial.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
That's hilarious.
But yes,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
yeah.
He's
That's
got a
so
very
great.
large ego.
Does Hunter? I know he can't play baseball, but is he into it? Does he?
So he is into baseball, and
Okay.
actually he can play.
Cool.
The junior league does a home run for heroes.
Okay.
It's every year, once a year, and they have all the kids that sign up
Yeah.
that are disabled,
Yeah.
different disabilities, not
Uh-huh.
just that. And it's a day just for them.
Oh, I
the
love
junior
that.
league comes
Does he
out.
love that?
He does.
Yeah.
Of course, we've had a friend on the junior league, and so he thinks that she is it,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
that's
yeah.
his friend,
Yeah.
and he knows so and so, and he remembers,
Yeah.
all of his little friends, and they have like the Central baseball team comes out, the Central softball team.
Nice. Yeah.
ASU's softball team has come out
Cool.
and helped.
Yeah.
Little leagues around
Yeah.
and high schools
Uh-huh.
around, like Wall was there. I think Cristoval, some
Mhm.
of their baseball teams were
Nice.
there. Central, like I said.
When is that?
It's usually
I'd
in,
love to go to that.
I want to say it was in April of
Okay.
this year. Of course,
Okay.
my brain is fried.
Yeah.
But it's a blast.
Yeah. That sounds
it's
cool.
so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I tell all my friends, if you're having a bad day
Mm-hmm.
that day,
Oh, I bet.
get your butt
I'll
out
bet.
there, because just
That's where I wanna
seeing the
go.
smile on those kids' faces
Yeah.
it's so fun.
Oh gosh.
Just
It's
to
gotta
see
be.
them enjoy the little things in life and how
Exactly.
much more they enjoy it than
Yeah.
say a regular player.
I know.
They don't
Yeah.
get frustrated. They don't get
Oh, I
upset.
bet.
They
It's
don't.
just all a blast. I
Yes,
bet,
it's
the whole
like,
time.
yeah, I swung the bat,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's a blast for them, and
Yeah.
just to see all the smiles and how excited they are
Mhm.
just to be with people like themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
And enjoy it.
Yeah.
It gives you a whole new level of gratitude.
Oh, I bet.
It definitely
Yeah.
does. He's
Yeah.
also been part of the Challenge Children's Hunt.
What's that?
It is they do it during opening weekend.
Mhm.
And it is a hunt specifically for challenged children.
Cool.
They take them
Very
the last
cool.
couple of years. It's been out on the Winger Ranch.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
they each have guides
Mhm.
that take them, and they go hunting in the morning after they get their
For like
breakfast.
mule deer? I mean, whitetail or for birds? Or?
whitetail. This last year,
Cool.
Hunter got a whitetail.
Wow.
CJ
Amazing.
CJ also gets to participate because he has a heart defect.
Okay.
And he got a chocolate fallow.
What's that? A bird or something?
No, it's a beautiful deer.
Oh, cool. Is it
Beautiful.
like an axis kind of?
Yes, sort
Okay,
of.
yeah. That's
Um,
cool.
So he got to participate,
Mm-hmm.
but Hunter got a Euro mount for his,
Yeah,
and
mhm.
CJ's getting the shoulder mount
Oh, nice.
because it was his first one.
Yeah. Nice.
And they get it processed, and we get the meat. And,
Cool.
But
the whole
it's
deal.
so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have
I love
lunch.
that.
They take them out in the morning. They come back for lunch, and then they can go fishing.
Yeah.
And mess around, do whatever. And then at nighttime, they go back out in the evening and then come back for dinner.
Okay.
And it's a community.
I love that.
It's kind of, you get to go and your kid gets to be a kid. And it's such a blessing.
I like that.
And it works off of, they have donations every year for the hats and the shirts.
Okay.
And one year they got backpacks.
Nice.
And it's all donation based and such a blessing.
I love that. That's really cool.
I wish we had more things like that.
Exactly.
Yes.
We need more things like that.
Yes, we need more things that are inclusive.
Yes. So what would you tell other families who maybe have a child with special needs, who they're struggling, maybe they don't want to talk about it? I mean, what kind of inspiration would you give them? You're
not the only one.
I love that.
You're not alone.
Okay.
And reach out.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through it alone.
Yeah.
I'm here. Find me on Facebook.
Cool.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
I will do whatever I can.
Yeah.
To make you feel at home in a community of people that are accepting.
Yeah.
And I know kind of the ins and outs too. When to talk to them.
Yeah.
How to talk to people.
That's right. Yeah.
You have to talk. You have to ask for help.
Yeah.
If you need help, ask for help. There are resources out there.
Yeah.
Just don't feel like you're alone. Don't seclude yourself from other people.
Yeah.
If you seclude yourself, then nobody knows.
That's right.
And it's not embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely
not embarrassing to have a disabled child.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a war.
Yeah.
It really is, but you're not alone.
I love that advice. That's cool.
And I'm always here. I'm one of those people that if you have questions, if you need somebody to talk to, vent to, find me on Facebook.
Yes.
I'm there.
Thank you for being an advocate for that. That's really neat.
I will help. I will sit and listen to you vent.
Yeah.
I will hand you a box of tissues when you cry.
Yeah.
It's because people do cry.
Yeah.
We just cry in silence.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Definitely don't think you're alone and reach out. Don't close yourself off.
That's great. And so what are 3 things that you're genuinely grateful for right now in your life? I always ask everybody this at the end.
I'm grateful for Hunter.
Oh, absolutely.
As many lessons as he teaches me. I'm grateful for my boys.
Yeah.
And my husband.
Yeah.
My support system, really.
Yeah.
Because without them, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't have this opportunity.
Yeah.
To raise awareness. So it really boils down to family and support.
It sure
and
does.
Looking at the positive side of things.
That's good.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Kayley, so much for this.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for raising awareness and having the courage to talk about it. And I really appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, take care. Thank you for tuning in, guys. We appreciate you watching. Thank you, Kayley, for coming in and helping to spread awareness about schizophrenia and these other diagnoses.